Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial in the lot data computation. And one of the methods of importing property parcels into the system is through the lot data computation. The other methods are imports from iComp or from AutoCAD DXF. First, click on a new lot data competition and you will be presented with a lot data computation sheet. For this exercise, we're going to compute lot 3882-B, situated at Bagakay, Dumaguete City. Now, to encode the bearings and the distances, we have to convert new bearings to azimuth. This is how to convert the bearing to azimuth. For example, for our tie point BBM number 43, north 56 degrees and 05 minutes west, we type it as 5605. This will be the value here. Replace the degree symbol with a dash, then the code. The code is the azimuth conversion, northeast 1 northwest, 2 southeast 3 and southwest 0, or you can skip it, don't add anything. So for this case, we use for north 60 degrees 27 west. We type 60-272 because it is northwest. If it is northeast, add 1 at the end. So let's proceed to encode our technical description. First, choose the tie point, pick the tie point. Go to region 7, then Negros Oriental, then Dumaguete City. Then, pick BBM number 43, which is the tie point for this property. Click OK. The local coordinates of BBM 43 has been successfully loaded into this computation. Proceed to encode the technical description. After encoding the last value, click on C or Compute, and this will show the linear error of closure of 9 centimeters, as well as the summation errors of the latitudes and departures. This small 9-button box here is what we call the panel board. First button resets the computation, second button moves lines up and down, and the X button closes the panel. The plus button adds a line at the end of the computation. The A button computes for the area. The IN or insert button inserts a line, and DL button deletes line. So before we proceed, we put the information for the current parcel. Click on Info, put in the lot number 3882-B and the survey number. Input the claimant, the barangay, and other useful information. Take note on the survey project Dumaguete. This means that the geographical information for Dumaguete survey number will be used in projecting the parcel to the map. You can add the data for original survey, January to August 1916, the decree number, the date of current survey, the patent number if there is, the title number, and other information. Completing the parcel information is very important. If you are processing this parcel for subdivision verification, these values here will be used for your BL plans, field notes, and other survey returns documentation. Once everything is in order, click Save and a toast will appear in the bottom to confirm that the parcel has been saved. So the next thing to do is to handle this correction error. For very small errors or those linear error of closures smaller than 10 centimeter, you can use the auto-distribute function. First, input the correct area 1048 in the text box and click the auto-distribute. Auto-distribute will distribute the error to all the lines until you match the area. So as you've seen, it has been distributed to line 5 and line 2. The computed area now is 1047.81 or 1048. Click Save. Let's assume that we are encountering an erroneous parcel. Say, for example, line 3 was encoded as southwest instead of southeast. So we have an error of 25.15 meters. The likelihood, if you encounter a huge linear error of closure, it must be a typographical error. Examples of typographical errors are the bearings are miscoded. Values like 69 is encoded as 39, or 17 has been encoded as just 7, or 13 is encoded as 8. For these cases, we use apply error/line. So the error will be applied on all the lines. Once you click this function, the top cell for each line will display the possible corrected bearing and distance if you apply the error on this line, while the second cell will display the area. If the cell focus is locked on the second column, just keep on clicking until you reach the end. If a line is added and you do not intend to use the line, just delete the same. Click on the last line, press DL or delete, and you should be back on your way. Clicking on the Save button will also release the column 2 focus lock. Going back to the error correction, just focus on the line where the area computed is closest to our desired area. In this case, we have 1048 square meter. So if you check all the areas, if the error was applied on this line, the area will become 388. If it's applied on line 6 to 1 in the area is 5,598 square meter. So definitely, these are not the correct locations for the error, as this will not match the area in the title. Pick the line with the area computed closest to that of the title. If you check the bearing at 69 degrees 17 minutes, the numerical figures are the same to the title. The only difference is the direction east. The distance is also very close to each other. The error is only the direction east, so that will mean that line 3 to 4 should be southeast instead of southwest. Okay. So having fixed the linear error of closure, let us proceed to encode the adjoining boundary lot numbers and survey numbers. The cells are directly editable. You can copy and paste values from one cell to the other. If you want to duplicate the entry from the immediate preceding line, just double-click once you're done, click Save. So what can we do in this lot data computation form? First, you can select print and a PDF file will be generated so that you can print it for submission to the regional office. Next is you can adjust the decimal points from 2 decimals to 3 decimal places. This is especially useful if you are trying to match a true coordinate system of the parcel. When correcting for the coordinates to conform to the true coordinates, do not edit directly the northings and eastings observed values. Instead, click on the latitude and/or departure and click the up and down button. What this does is 1 centimeter or 1 millimeter will be added or subtracted to the northings and/or eastings observed. The correction on one corner will automatically correct the succeeding corners. Now, the difference between the 3 decimal points and the 2 decimal points is that in the northings and eastings observed values and the amount of change when the up and down buttons are clicked. Your up and down stroke on the latitude and departure will only adjust 1 centimeter, while, using 3 decimal places, your adjustment would be 1 millimeter. Use Toggle Auto Compute to disable automatic computations functions on the cells. Convert Computation, convert your sublots to mother lot. Bearings and distances computes your bearings and distances from the northings and eastings observed. Bearings to azimuths is a special function for the mother lot computation. Normally, the azimuth will control the bearings. Since the azimuth was encoded from the title, while the bearings are computed from the coordinates. So when you click Save, the azimuth will be converted to the bearings to preserve the integrity of the title. However, if you're correcting for true coordinates or you're correcting for whatever reason the bearing, but you don't want the coordinates to change, you can edit the bearings, then use bearings to azimuth. This way there will be no change in the latitude and departure. No change as well in the coordinate system. Import text data is for importing your RTK data, your additional RTK data if you already have a traverse, total station data, and graphics RTK assistant data. What you do is you paste the RTK data here and then click Close. This will import your RTK traverse data. The sketch plan and the vicinity map generates plans for the computation that is active. This will be discussed in a separate tutorial. Technical description generates the technical description based on your encoded data. Please input values in the text boxes to complete your technical description PDF form. A PDF of the active computation will be generated in the same form as that for submittal before the DNR. Click Text, and the technical description will be copied in the clipboard for pasting. When you open Microsoft Word, you can paste the technical description into your worksheet. This is useful for making documentations like a deed of absolute sale or an extrajudicial settlement. Once you close the computation, you'll find that the property will be projected on Google Map. Now let us match the computed parcel to the base map. Right-click and choose Lot Adjacency, then click Find. This will then find all the parcels which are within 150 meters from the parcel that you encoded. As you can see, there's a projection error. The blue polygon, or your encoded parcel, must align to the red polygons or the base map. To fix this, right-click, then choose Projection. Or go to Conform, Projection and Coordinates. Projection means that the parcel will be adjusted based on projection. The coordinates remains intact. Coordinates, however, changes the actual coordinates to this new location. Unify Projection will unify all the projection corrections for a specific project. This is very useful if you have one project with multiple sublots. So for our purpose today, we just use projection. Click first on a corner of our parcel, then click the point to where you want our parcel to be adjusted to, then click OK. Okay, once we're satisfied, click Save. So there it is. You may want to remove adjacency if you are working with this specific parcel. Thank you.